Alright, today's November 28th and this is a video review of Lance 3184 whiskey. It's up for sale. I'm going to try and go around the airplane as slowly as I can. I'm going to separate the video into about 4 different parts: upper, lower, and inside, and then inside the cowling. I'm going to try and show every little detail that's both right and wrong with it, so please bear with me. Starting off with the spinner and the propeller. Propeller, although a little bit worn, really has no significant nicks or issues with it. Moving on to the cowling, other than the millions of bugs, I just flew it this morning. There is some paint gone from the very leading edge of the cowling just underneath the propeller. Other than that, everything's in good shape. It does have the upgraded cowling, which includes the intercooler. The lens in front of the landing light for the nose does have a couple cracks in it. Other than that, the cowling's in pretty good shape. It does have the airflow from bottom to top, and there are no cowl flaps on this upgraded cowling. The cowling itself, the paint is relatively good on it. There are some minor nicks and cracks around the baffling, or around the exit for the exhaust, if you will. Not the exhaust, but the airflow. There's also a couple of minor bubbles on the top of the cowling. Moving around to the left side of the fuselage, really no major issues. This is the access door for avionics and the battery. There is an external power port, which does work. Moving up, glass on the aircraft is in good shape, especially for the age of it. I think it was replaced back in 2000. No significant issues with that. Paint's in great shape for as old as it is. It's been hangered most of its life. Paint going on leading edge of the wing is in great shape for the entire, actually for the entire airplane. I'll come back to the wingtip. It does have the fuel gauges on the top of both wings. Both of them work just fine. As you can see, I've got about 16 gallons in this wing. Fuel cap is good. The lens cap on the wingtip, it does have the upgraded landing lights. So you've got a landing light on both wingtips and the nose cowl. The lenses are in great shape. They're a little bit spotted on the inside from washing the aircraft. It does have Wayland strobes. Moving around, there is a little, I don't know if I can show it, little hanger rash on the wingtip. You can see right there, a couple of little chips. Other than that, back up a little. Everything looks good on the aileron and the flap. It does have speed brakes. Speed brakes are both optional, or I'm sorry, operational. Moving on, the other thing to point out is at the annual I did replace both of the main landing gear tires. Doors on the aircraft all seal really well. Both doors, or all 3 doors, including the baggage door. No issues with hinges or the locking mechanism. Moving on to the baggage door, it's in great shape. All the antennas are in really good shape. No issues there. Moving on, it does have built-in oxygen. Here's the fill port. There it is. You can see I keep it serviced above 1,000 psi. I never have any issues with it. I'll show you that when we get to the interior of the aircraft. That's back buttoned up. Moving on to the tail of the aircraft. Really the only, and it's not really an issue, the down here at the very bottom of the tail does get a little bit discolored from the exhaust blowing on it, but I think that's pretty normal for the big engine coming in. You might be able to see some of that in the pictures, but really there's no issues with the tail. Go to the underside of the tail, give you a good look at it. Paint's in great shape. I waxed the entire airplane in June to give the finish it's got, and other than that I've just been knocking the dust off of it. Over here, this baggage window does have a couple of discoloration stains on the inside. I can't get it off. All the other windows, as you can see, are in really great shape. I can say that the logo on the side of the aircraft, the Piper logo, is a little bit discolored with age. It also does have air conditioning, as you can see the Piper Air. Moving to this wing, really nothing on this wing. Again, the speed brakes are perfectly operational. Moving on to the wingtip, kind of a replay. There is one little chip on this wingtip if you can see it. Moving on, strobes all work fine. The landing light lens on this side, again some water spots, but other than that, pretty good shape. Fuel, again, is good. And going into the sight gauge, it works. It's a little bit above 20 gallons on this side. No issues with it. Coming around, again, doors are in great shape. Seal nicely. Latch nicely. Both of the locks, front and back, work. The only key that I don't have is to the forward baggage compartment, but it does latch just fine. No issues with it. This side of the cowling, all of the attachment points have a little bit of chipping from just being taken on and off for 10 years, but no significant issues. And same thing with the exit on this one. Okay, just move back a little bit, give you an overview of the airplane. There's sun in the background, sorry about that. Move on to the underside.